Arab states also helped to defend Israel when Iran attacked.
To the surprise of many, that was.
A Muslim Arab nation took up arms to defend Israel.
How did that come about? It's all Palestine here. Dealing with Israel was unthinkable for Arab leaders. But today, things look a bit different.
A lot of others helped in secret. Reports say that Saudi Arabia and the UAE were also involved. They shared intelligence about the Iranian attack. And that's not all. Arab nations also opened their airspace, allowing Israel's British and American allies to defend it. The Arabs host Western air defense systems, surveillance and refueling aircraft as well. All of this would have been used in the defense of Israel. So most Arab nations did help protect Israel from Iran.
Palestine's Arab neighbors seem to have taken a bold stance on Israel's genocide of Gaza in a public show of solidarity with Palestinians. But what's really behind these strong words of condemnation?
Israel used Syrian airspace to refuel its jets as it struck Iran. The jets, which launched to refuel the Israeli planes, took off from Al Udeid base in Qatar.
The US, which has deployed more than 30,000 troops in the Middle East.
Several Arab countries are quietly strengthening their security cooperation with Israel, according to a report from the Washington Post. So far, there are 6: Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Qatar. Intelligence sharing, joint training, and military exercises are being organized to counter common threats, mainly those coming from Iran. These often secret meetings take place in Doha, Manama, Cairo, and Amman.
In the last couple of years, Saudi and Israeli politicians tightened connections.
Israeli media is reporting that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made a secret visit to Saudi Arabia.
Then ministers visited also in public. Another agreement on the horizon, again brokered by the US. For the US, that would be a capstone to the Abraham Accords. For Israel, another milestone towards a new Middle East. But no Palestinian territories on this map. And for Saudi Arabia, a crucial step not only closer to Israel, but to the US.
Egypt just betrayed Palestine. While everyone was focused on the ceasefire in Gaza, Egypt and Israel quietly signed the biggest deal in Israel's history. This deal didn't happen on its own. It came after months of U.S. pressure, with reports revealing that the White House tied approval of the deal to a potential meeting between Netanyahu and Egypt's President El-Sisi, part of a push to expand the Abraham Accords and sell it as regional peace. Egypt has traded Arab solidarity.
Egypt has been a key facilitator of the Israeli genocidal blockade on Gaza for over a decade. Egypt worked at the beginning of the Gaza genocide to extract extortionate amounts of money from Palestinians attempting to leave Gaza.
And what are Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the UAE actually doing behind the scenes to assist Israel? Well, this week, Saudi Arabia and Jordan both issued official statements condemning Israel's planned operation in Rafah, just one day before it took place. Yet, amid these condemnations, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Jordan, and Egypt have all been collaborating with Israel behind the scenes to circumvent the actions of one of the only Arab powers to challenge Israel with concrete action, and that's Yemen. In a bid to alleviate pressure on Israel from the Ansar Allah or Houthi blockade of the Red Sea.
We told you about the US bases. Now let's talk about the countries hosting them, the Arab nations of West Asia. When Iran launched its attack, one thing struck most observers. Jordan shot down the Iranian drones and missiles. Jordan, a Muslim Arab nation, took up arms to defend Israel. A country with a queen of Palestinian heritage defended Israel. Can you imagine the domestic headache this causes?
Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Jordan have all established land corridors, ensuring cargo destined for the apartheid state arrives safely in Israeli hands. Now, according to Hebrew Channel 13, Israeli-linked cargo ships arrive in the UAE to unload goods. Trucks then transport these goods through the UAE and Saudi highways to Jordan. They eventually reach Israel via the Jordan River crossing. German shipping company Hapag-Lloyd announced that it was working with Saudi Arabia and the UAE to create a land route bypassing the Houthis, which connects ports in the UAE and the Saudi Arabian port of Jeddah, facilitating cargo movement to Israel through the Suez Canal. Now, Egypt has also joined the effort, operating container ships from its port to the Israeli port of Ashdod, further supporting the land bridge initiative and assuring Israeli commerce is not interrupted amid its genocidal campaign in Gaza. But that is just the start of their complicity. Take Turkey, for example. Around 40% of Israel's energy needs are met by an oil pipeline running through Turkey. President Erdogan could simply shut the flow of oil off to Israel, which would shut down the Israeli economy and the military assault in just days. But Erdogan continues not to do so, despite offering very strong condemnation of Israel in his words.
Kasabı Netanyahu meselenin Gazze veya Ramallah olmadığını, yayılmacı hedefler peşinde koştuğunu kameralar önünde bizzat ifşa etti.
And then there's Morocco. This North African nation is building a military intelligence base for Israel near its border with Algeria. The site will be utilized for collaboration for military training, intelligence, and security. Israeli arms manufacturer Elbit System also recently announced the establishment of 2 weapons factories in Morocco, helping to diversify Israel's weapons production capabilities, as activists in other countries like the UK shut the factories down. In 2021, Morocco also signed the Abraham Accords, a normalization treaty with Israel that Bahrain and the UAE had already agreed to. The UAE has long been a hub for Israeli intelligence, and it is now well established that the two nations each aid each other on intelligence matters. Moreover, just last year, Edge Group, a UAE state-owned corporation, invested $14 million in Israeli drone manufacturer Highland Aviation, so that the Israeli police can employ their airspace management system, which was tested by the Israeli Air Force. Now, the relationship between the UAE and Israel has grown now that Elbit Systems established an entire subsidiary organization, Elbit Systems Emirates, in order to establish what it called long-term cooperation with the UAE military. Meanwhile, despite its rhetoric, Saudi Arabia has been quietly collaborating with Israel for some time. The Saudi-backed group Affinity Partners owns a stake in the Israeli company Shlomo Group. During the conflict in Gaza, the Shlomo Group contributed trucks and military equipment to the Israeli military's Shaldag and Maglan units, as well as food packages directly to the IDF. Saudi Arabia is also well known to be one of the Israeli intelligence industry's best customers. Saudi security forces have used Israeli tech provided by NSO Group and Celebrite to spy on people and hack their phones, including for the infamous murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. These states could do so much besides empty rhetoric to help the people of Palestine and blunt the Israeli attack on Gaza, including arms embargoes, sanctions on trade and travel, and halting the military and intelligence collaborations. But the people of the Arab world are dead against the genocide in Gaza and their governments in collaborating in it. The people in the Middle East have come out en masse across their countries protesting Israel's war and have even vowed to march through their borders and break through to Gaza to defend their Palestinian brethren. But it's clear for these leaders, their actions speak louder than their words.
لا تنتظرون شيء من الدول العربية. لا تنتظرون من الصهيوني المصري يفتح لكم المعبر. هذول خونة وبايعين القضية من زمان. هؤلاء حكام العرب الخونة يلعبون بمصير الشعوب، يدعون أنهم يمثلون الدين والحق، لكنهم تجار السياسة، قراراتهم كلها مصالح شخصية.